guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I really wanted to film something a little bit more chatty and I just searched the entirety of YouTube looking for a tag video, which is something a little bit chatty, something which means that you can learn a little bit more about me personally and just something a little bit fun. Googled essentially tag videos for YouTube and I found one that I thought would be really cool, really interesting, and one that I've never seen before very much. Anyway, this one is the questions nobody asks tag, and I believe that this was created by a YouTuber named Meredith Foster. I've actually got the questions in front of me. There are a lot of questions, so I'm going to power through this and hopefully not make it too long, but you guys know me and I just really hope that the outcome of this is that you guys get to know me a little bit more. So we're going to crack on with the questions and I'm going to answer them. This is a tag video, so feel free to continue this. Let me know in the comments below if you do, and stick around to the end so that you know a little bit more about me by the end of this. So question 1 is, do you go by a nickname? As a whole, not really. A lot of people just call me Lauren. However, my mum calls me Lol, as well as like my nana, pop, aunties, or auntie rather, etc. Like my whole family calls me Lol. I used to be Lolly or Lollipop when I was younger, but now it's Lol and I just answer to it. So yeah, Lol. Number 2, when driving, do you listen to CDs, tapes, the radio, or nothing? I always listen to Radio 1 without fail. Sometimes on the way home from work on like a Sunday night when it's the rock show, though, I do turn over to Hallam, which is Sheffield's like local radio. So I tune over to that sometimes, and occasionally I actually have got Spotify on my phone now, so I use the Bluetooth and put my Spotify playlist on and that plays when I'm in the car for a long time. Number 3, are you a window person or an aisle person? Is that for like planes or trains? Because I'm definitely a window person. I like to sit by the window. Number 4, how do you relieve your stress? How do I relieve stress? For me, it's probably talking to people. Yeah, relieving stress for me is probably like talking to people who I trust, getting it out there, getting their advice, and kind of reassured that I'm either not going crackers or that I'm not the only person who feels that way or something. Or sometimes it's just to like take myself to my happy place, which is usually like the bath, or just distract myself. That's usually how I relieve stress, is just to distract myself from whatever is stressing me. So if it's like work stressing me, I'll come home, have a bath, and I'll chill out with a cup of tea and talk to Simon about it. Or if it's my blog or something to that extent that's stressing me, I'll just leave it be for a while, go to the gym or have a bath, or just have the night off and watch TV, something like that. Next question is, what's your favourite childhood TV show? It might have to be, actually, because it's the first one that popped into my head, That's So Raven. I absolutely was so obsessed with that programme, it's ridiculous, and it's so sad that it's actually not on anymore. I certainly haven't seen a series of, or an episode of it for a really long time anyway, but That's So Raven was literally amazing, as well as the Lizzie McGuire. It was just Lizzie McGuire, I think. But there was the Lizzie McGuire movie, which was also pretty amazing. Next is, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I always wanted to be either a doctor or a nurse, and here we are. What was the best prank you ever pulled off? I'm gonna say it's probably an April Fool to Simon, when I stupidly / not really funny / really was, because he reacted to it amazingly. I told Simon I was pregnant once. Obviously I was massively joking and it was April Fool's Day, so he should have realised that, but yeah, he reacted pretty hilariously. It was a long time ago, it was a few years ago, so it probably would have been more terrifying than it would be right now if I was to tell him that. Number 8, if you could have dinner with any 3 people, who would you choose? Oh my god, who would I choose? David Beckham, because he's hot. Somebody else who's interesting. David Attenborough, because he's got so many incredible life stories to tell and would be amazing to sit down and have dinner with, because can you imagine what he could tell you? Amazing. I feel like I need a woman in there. Who can I have dinner with? Ed Sheeran, because he could sing to me and that would make me very happy. If you could get back any article of clothing you once wore, what would it be? Ooh, I love these questions, by the way. I've not looked at any of these beforehand. I don't know, because I feel like I'll get rid of all my items of clothing for a reason. Like, it's either because they are broken or I don't like them anymore. But there is always one thing that sticks in my mind that I absolutely loved. And that was, I had like a long blue duffel coat when I was like going through 6th form, I think maybe, but because it was so bright, I never wore it, and I'm so gutted because I would totally wear it now. I would wear it every single day, and I think it's actually in my attic at home, but I need to actually go up and get it. It'd probably be like moth-eaten and cobwebbed and horrible by now, but yeah, definitely that, because that's always the one that I think I need to go up in the attic at home and get my coats out. I've got so many things up in the attic at home that I need to like find, basically. If you could hire any actor to portray you in a movie, who would you choose? Who would I choose to do that? That is, I don't know, somebody like, well, can I just say a good actress? Because obviously I wouldn't want it to be a crap one, so I'm going to say either Emma Watson or Emma Stone. They are going to be my choices. Not because I look like them, because I don't, just because I think they're amazing actresses and they portray me very, very well. If you could play any instrument, which would you play? Probably the piano, because I think it's a lovely instrument. I always wanted to play it, but I just didn't get around to it, or whatever, there was reasons, I'm sure. But yeah, probably the piano. If you could hear anyone in history give a speech, whom would you hear? Maybe like Winston Churchill after the war and all that sort of stuff. Or I don't know if she ever did a speech, but like Florence Nightingale? Maybe? I don't know. That was so funny. I do make myself laugh. If you could live in one city for the rest of your life, where would you live? This is the most easiest question ever. You're all gonna know the answer. Obviously New York. I bloody love New York. If you could make any fictional character come to life, which would it be? Fictional character. Who would it be? I don't know. I really like Guido off Cars. I know that sounds stupid, but he's the one that always pops into my mind because he's a little fork truck, and I just think the way he is and the way he looks and the way he sounds is like the cutest thing ever. And that's so weird saying that I think a forklift looks and sounds really cute, but honestly, if you've seen Cars, I'm crying thinking about this right now because I just think he's so cute. By the way, in case you didn't know, I cry at everything, so probably Guido off Cars. I really need to stop crying now. When you were a kid, what did you dress up as for Halloween? Hands down a witch every single year. It was like the least original thing ever. I just kind of either went in the same outfit every year or just changed it up just slightly, but yeah, I was always a witch, so there's no wonder I didn't win any competitions. Do you sleep with your closet doors open or closed? Oh my god, closed. Like, who opens their wardrobe doors before going to sleep? That is the weirdest thing ever. Like, the bogeyman might come out and get you. No thank you. If you could be any cartoon character, who would you be? I don't know, maybe like a Powerpuff Girl or something, even though like ancient, so anyone who's really young who's watching this won't know who Powerpuff Girls are, but literally probably a Powerpuff Girl. Do you take the shampoos and conditioner bottles from hotels? No, I actually don't, because I always take my own, and I don't usually like the ones that are in hotels unless they're like really, really good. Number 19, have you stolen a high street sign before? No. Like, come on. I know people who've stole like traffic cones and stuff like that, but I've never stolen a sign. Do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out? Out. I need room to breathe. Fred, just I'm not about that tucked in life, I'm afraid. Would you rather be attacked by a big bear or a swarm of bees? Definitely, definitely bees. They're gonna cause less damage than a bear would. A bear would probably like rip limbs off and stuff. However, bees, yeah, it would hurt to be stung like a million times over by bees, but I'd rather have a million bees sting me than a bear rip limbs off. Not gonna lie. Do you always smile for pictures? Yes, I always smile for pictures, especially if they're with people. Like, I'll always smile. I can't like do my posy pictures with other people. I don't know why. I think it's because sometimes it takes a good few attempts to actually take a decent photo when you're doing the posy ones, and I feel more confident doing that alone, not in front of people. So yeah, I always smile. Have you peed in the woods? Oh my god, of course. Who hasn't? If you deny that you haven't, or if you deny that you have rather, you're lying, because everyone's had a wee in the woods or somewhere in public or in a natural habitat. What size is your bed? I'm pretty sure it's just a double. Maybe it's a king. I think it's actually just a double. What was the best concert you ever attended? I'm going to consider this as being concerts and not as being festivals. But the best concert I ever went to was probably The Script, maybe? I really enjoyed The Script. What is your song of this week? I always change up my favourite songs, but it's definitely Coldplay's new song at the minute. Can't remember the name of it, but I'm blooming obsessed with it, and when it comes on in the car I'm like, yeah, amazing tune. And I sing really loud, and everyone who sees me probably can tell what song I'm singing because it's so clear with my lips. Lip reading and all that, you know? Do you still watch cartoons? Nope. Although last night was an exception. I actually watched Family Guy, if you can consider that to be a cartoon. It's an adult cartoon, but it's still a cartoon. When was the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper? Can't even tell you, because literally it was probably about 10 years ago. Like, what's the point when you've got a phone and an email nowadays? Although I do kind of miss that side of it. There's something special about a letter. But yeah, a really, really, really long time ago. How many languages do you speak? I speak 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I speak one language, English, because I'm useless at languages. I wish that I could speak French, Spanish, more of them. I would love to be fluent in another language, but unfortunately, no, just one, and it's English. Do you believe in ghosts? I think so. I just don't want it to ever be proved to me that they're real, if that makes sense. Like, I'm happy believing that there's something there, and I'm happy believing that you go somewhere after you die or something happens to you after you die, but I do not ever want anything to ever prove to me that they are real. What was your first concert? I went to see Blue when I was about 8 or 9, no actually probably older than that, maybe about 10 or 11, and I actually won the tickets from Hollywood Bowl, which was pretty amazing because it was a competition with Pepsi Max, which, considering the scale of Pepsi Max the company, it was a pretty good competition to win. And yeah, I went to see them in Manchester with my mum, and they were really good. It was the first concert I ever went to, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Cheetos or Fritos? I don't know what Fritos are, so Cheetos. Can you curl your tongue? What does that mean? Like, I don't know. Is that curling your tongue? I don't know. I just did that anyway. If that's curling your tongue, then I did it. If not, then I don't know what that means. Ever won a spelling bee or a spelling competition over here? No, I don't think so. Unless it was like one in like a classroom in primary school, then maybe. I think maybe I did when I was in primary school. Do I own a record player? No, I don't. I don't own a record player because I don't own a record. Who would you like to see in concert? Or this is a good question actually, because lately I've been like massively pointing out who I do want to see in concert. Ed Sheeran, Coldplay, Little Mix. They're the 3 people I want to see in concert, like in concert, not in festival. Ed Sheeran, Coldplay, Little Mix, and probably Adele actually. So yeah, them 4, and I would be happy to see Beyonce as well, so them 5. Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles? I don't know what that is, so let's just move on. Can you swim well? Yes, I actually can swim well. I can actually swim better underwater than I can over water. I used to be really good at swimming underwater. Obviously now I don't do it as much, and I don't go on holiday and swim as much. I'm a bit more of a diva now in that I like to like bake by the side of the pool rather than actually swimming and making myself look disgusting. Are you patient? No, I'm actually a really impatient person, because I just think that I get so impatient because people should be more organised. If I'm waiting for something or someone, it's usually because I'm there on time and they are just late, which annoys me because then it makes me impatient, because I feel like people should have their shit together more and should be more organised, but they're not, and that's why I get annoyed. So no, I'm not a very patient person. DJ or a band at a wedding? Probably a DJ. I'm not about wedding bands. I mean, they're lovely, but not personally for me. I would prefer a DJ. Have I ever won a contest? Yeah, when I was younger, I actually was really good at art, and I remember, I think it was maybe year 3 or 4, we had to draw a little version of the Pied Piper, and the winner, the teacher judged all of the pictures of the Pied Piper. There was literally about 24 of us or something ridiculous like that, maybe even more than that actually. We all had to draw this picture of the Pied Piper, and whoever won had to do it in like huge scales to go up in the middle of the dining room, and I did it and I won. And yeah, it went up in the dining room and it was there for a really, really long time. Running, I was really, really good at running. I used to win like first sprinting in primary school all the time, but that's probably it really. So I was quite sporty when I was younger, and then obviously I got to secondary school and suddenly that went down the toilet, because literally all I wanted to do was like go out on a night and hang around with people and talk about boys and go to sleepovers and all that sort of stuff. Do you have kids? I do not have kids. I'm only 24, although I would happily consider it. Next question, do you want kids? The answer to that is definitely a massive, massive, massive yes. Of course I want children. I would be more than happy to have one now, essentially. Although my face says I look about 12, obviously I am nearly 25, so I'm getting on a little bit now in that I would love to have children, and I would not say no to have them now, definitely not. But yeah, so they're on the cards at some point, but just not yet, I don't think. So yeah, that's the last question actually. So yeah, that just rounds up this entire video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it and got to know me a little bit more, and I really hope that you guys have found a new tag that you love as well. Please let me know down in the comments below if you're going to continue this, because I'd love to check out your videos as well and find out a little bit more about you. Again, as I said, I didn't know any of them questions, like I didn't read them at all before I started this video, so they were all a bit of a surprise. So that's why some of them were kind of like American based, which I didn't realise obviously, so I'm sorry about that. But if you're from America, wonderful, you can complete this entirely. However, I had to skip a few obviously. Again, please leave me any suggestions for videos down in the comments below. I would love to like film more videos that you guys actually want to see as well. Don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up for me, click the subscribe button, and I will see you guys really, really, really soon. Bye! Mwah.